Heads up, this podcast isn't therapy. It's bold, blunt, and irreverent, but it's not a substitute for professional help. Full disclaimer is in the blurb below. So, on today's Freud Made Me Do It, we're going to cover repression. You forgot on purpose. Repression, that's the ghost in your nervous system and your unconscious. You don't remember what happened, or you just hate your birthday, have panic attacks in March, and cry after sex for no reason. None of this is coincidence. That's repression, your mind's way of keeping the past hidden by hiring your body to scream about it later. So Freud identified repression as the cornerstone of all defense mechanisms. He was the OG of the unconscious. So while suppression is intentional forgetting, repression is more devious. You actually don't remember, you can't remember, your psyche put it in the vault, threw away the key, and built your personality on top of the rubble. So repression is what happens when your mind decides a memory or an emotion is too threatening to face, so it buries it alive, not just gone, just internal witness protection. Repression isn't forgetting, it's hiding from the thing that would dismantle your sense of self. You don't know why you freeze when someone raises their voice, or why you panic when people leave, or why you sabotage love right as it gets good. Repression does. It's in the driver's seat and you're just singing along. So let's look at some real life examples. Take the woman who can't remember her childhood. She swears it was fine, nothing bad happened. But her body tells a different story. She may have migraines, fibromyalgia, relationship chaos. She doesn't lie, she represses. Her nervous system holds what her mind can't. Or the person who attracts the same partner over and over. Every single breakup feels familiar, same pattern, same pain. They think they're just unlucky in love. But what's repressed is repeating, in disguise, waiting to be made conscious. Or the individual, take a man perhaps who's over it but isn't. He says the bullying at school didn't bother him, that his dad's silence didn't matter, but now he explodes at minor rejection, avoids confrontation, and gets chest tightness around male authority. Repression is still running the show there. Or the individual who doesn't do emotions. Perhaps he's quite logical, stoic, good in a crisis, but he hasn't cried in a decade. His wife says he's quite distant, and his son calls him cold. He's not cold, he's frozen in a trauma he doesn't even remember. And here are the general day-to-days that we've all experienced. Avoiding conversations that make you sweat, not knowing why you hate certain people for absolutely no reason at all, flinching at music, smells or phrases that trigger nothing you can name, feeling tired after therapy, like something heavy just got shaken loose, saying, I've always been like this, without ever asking, I wonder why? So why should you care? Because repression is a saboteur disguised as a coping mechanism. It makes you numb to joy, blind to danger, and you think you're protecting yourself, but you're actually repeating old pain under new names. And until you meet the buried part of you, it runs the script, picks the partners, and rigs the whole ending. Everything's stacked up in favor of repression until you work at making it conscious. So how to change it? Notice the emotional numbness. Repression often feels like nothing. That's the signal. Track somatic clues in your body. The body remembers, look for patterns in illness, fatigue, freeze states. Use safe therapy containers. Memory and grief return when it's safe. Suppressed pain needs a witness. Don't just chase the memory, honor the emotion. You don't need the full story to heal, just a thread. So repression doesn't delete pain, it just puts it in a costume and recasts it in every act of your life until you finally learn the line, this wasn't my fault, but it is mine to heal. So if you've just realized you're emotionally haunted by something you can't name, welcome. Yes, repression is real, but the healing is too. Freud made you do it, but now that you know it, you can stop doing it or stop letting others do it to you. So I'm Annie. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Soul Path Alchemy. If you like this episode, give it a thumbs up, share it, or subscribe. Talk to you next time.